I've only been doing YouTube for a few months, and I've already figured out I made a bunch of really stupid decisions. Not small mistakes either. I mean mistakes that cost me a lot of time and had me obsessing over things and probably slowed this whole channel down way more than I realized. And here's the part that really annoys me the most. A lot of those mistakes happened because I was following advice from all these gurus that they give new creators. So if I had to start this entire channel over again tomorrow, I'd, I'd do a lot of things differently. Probably one of the biggest things I would change if I started over is how much YouTube advice I would consume. Every time a video doesn't do well, I think, or the way I think it should, my first instinct is immediately jump on YouTube and try to figure out what went wrong. And that becomes a problem real fast because I'm watching all these YouTube growth channels and from 10 different creators, and every single one of them seems to have a completely different answer. One person says, the thumbnails are bad. And then somebody else says, the problem's your titles. And then I look at another one and they tell me to upload videos more often. And then the next guy says, you're probably uploading too much. Before long, you stop trusting your own judgment because every new video you watch sends you down a different rabbit hole. And I think I've spent way too much time looking for somebody else to explain why things weren't working, and instead of stepping back and paying closer attention to what I was seeing on my own channel. I think if I started over tomorrow, I think I would pick maybe one or two, of the gurus and trust them and stop chasing every new opinion YouTube throws in front of me. Because at some point, all that information, it stops helping and starts making everything a lot worse. When I started this channel, I had a pretty clear picture in my head of how I thought it was supposed to work. And the problem is YouTube doesn't care about your plans. The algorithm is going to do whatever it wants and not what you want. And somewhere along the way, I started obsessing over things I really didn't understand nearly as well as I thought I did. I'd spend hours digging through analytics, convinced I had figured something out, when in reality, I was probably staring at numbers I barely understood in the first place. Then I decided I'd use a tool, vidIQ, because I convinced myself maybe there was some secret information hiding in there that was suddenly going to make everything click. That was a big mistake. Instead of focusing on making videos, I started and learning naturally. I found myself constantly changing little things behind the scenes because I thought somehow I was helping the channel grow faster. And the problem was I had absolutely no idea whether any of it was actually helping at all. And I think a lot of us new creators fall into this trap because we start believing there's some hidden formula buried somewhere that the successful creators understand and we just haven't figured it out yet. If I were starting over tomorrow, instead of spending so much time obsessing over things I barely understand, I'd spend a lot more time simply learning how YouTube actually works and understanding what information really matters at this stage I'm in right now. Because I think I've wasted a whole lot of time trying to solve problems that were not even problems to begin with. Another mistake I made early on was spending way too much time worrying about making every video better than the last one. Again, this goes right back to watching all these growth, YouTube growth guru videos and whatnot, because one thing you constantly hear is that if your channel's not growing, the answer is simple: make better videos. Sounds great in theory. The problem is when you're brand new, like me, you start hearing that and suddenly convince yourself every video needs to feel like some kind of major production. You start thinking you need better editing and more B-roll, maybe some music and sound effects and graphics flying all over the screen and whatnot. And before you know it, you're spending 10 hours editing a 6-minute video and wondering why suddenly this feels more like work than fun. Learning all those things is great. I think every creator should constantly be improving. The problem starts when you try to learn all of that stuff at the same time. That's exactly what I was doing, and instead of simply making videos and letting myself improve naturally over time, I kept feeling like every upload needed to be some huge, massive step forward from the last one. And that creates a whole different problem. The more I complicated the process, the longer it takes to finish the video. And the longer it takes to finish the video, the easier it becomes to lose interest in the whole process to begin with. Because now creating videos starts feeling more like a job instead of something you actually enjoy doing. If I were starting over again tomorrow, I would stop trying to improve 10 different things at once and focus more on learning one new thing each upload and make each video a little bit better than the last one. And I think I was spending way too much time trying to become a better creator overnight when I really just needed to let myself improve naturally over time. Now, this is probably the biggest lesson I've learned so far, and I think if I were starting over tomorrow, I think I would approach every single video completely different. When I first started this channel, I'd come up with an idea I liked, and I'd spend hours writing the script and spend even more time filming and editing the video. And after all that was done, I'd finally start thinking about how the title and thumbnail should be. And now I realized I had that entire process completely backwards. I remember hearing a lot of YouTube creators say you should figure out your title and thumbnail before you ever make the video. But at the time, I really never understood why that mattered so much. Now I do. Because you can spend days creating what you think is an incredible video. You can put real time and effort into making something you're proud of. But if you can't come up with a title and thumbnail that makes somebody actually click on it, none of that work matters. Nobody ever sees the video in the first place. And I've learned that lesson the hard way. There have been videos I worked incredibly hard on that I thought it should have performed really well. But when I look back at them later, I realized I spent all that time focusing on the content itself without giving nearly any thought to how I was going to package the idea before I ever started creating it. And if I were starting over again today, the very first thing I would do with any video idea is figure out the title first and then build that thumbnail around that idea before I ever even sit down and put a single word on paper. Because I've learned something that I completely underestimated in the beginning. You might create the greatest video you ever made, but if you do a poor job convincing somebody to click on it, that great video might as well not even exist. Now, one thing you hear over and over from almost every YouTube growth channel is that you need to be more consistent. Be consistent. I've even said it when I started. And they'll tell you to upload consistently. For a long time, I think I misunderstood what that actually meant. Like a lot of us new creators, I heard consistency and I immediately assumed that meant I needed to focus on uploading more often, like sticking to a schedule. keep feeding the algorithm, and somehow everything would eventually work itself out. But after spending months watching my own channel and paying much closer attention to what was actually happening, I started realizing I think consistency means something completely different. As I started paying closer attention to which videos were performing better and which ones were struggling, I noticed a pattern that became impossible to ignore. The videos where I clearly targeted older creators almost always performed better. And the videos where I drifted too broad or stopped clearly signaling who the content was meant for were almost always the ones that struggled. And I think that completely changed the way I think about consistency. Now, I do not think consistency constantly means uploading some rigid schedule because somebody on YouTube told me to post every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I think consistency means making sure every piece of content you create consistently speaks to the exact audience you're trying to reach. And if I were starting over tomorrow, I would spend a whole lot less time worrying about upload schedules and a whole lot more time making sure every single video clearly signals exactly who that video was made for. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes I've made early on was assuming I had defined my audience clearly enough, when in reality, I was sending mixed signals almost every time I uploaded. So lately, I actually started thinking maybe I should just scrap everything and start this channel over from the beginning. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized, nah, I'm not going to do that. I've already made way too many mistakes on this channel, and at this point, I think those mistakes are probably more valuable than pretending I knew what I was doing all along. That is really, what this whole channel has become for me. It's not just growing on YouTube anymore. It's about learning this process in real time and making a lot of bad decisions along the way, figuring out what works and figuring out what doesn't, and sharing it all as I go. So if you're somebody thinking about starting YouTube yourself, or maybe you already started and feel completely lost half the time like me, you might want to subscribe and stick around, because I have a feeling I'm nowhere done screwing things up just yet. At this point, I have a way bigger list of mistakes than I do wins. But every single week, I feel like I understand this process a little better than I did last week. And I never really expected I would enjoy learning something new this much again at 53 years old. Hopefully some of the mistakes I make along the way save you from making the same ones yourself. And if nothing else, at least I can be your warning label.